Greetings, everybody. Welcome to another Q&A meeting where we discuss the Buddhist practice of charity, morality, and meditation. If you have any question, please send them in one at a time. Please be brief and precise. If this is your first time to join us, please let us know where you come from. And also let me know how's the audio and the video doing today. Are they okay? I shall start reading your comments and your questions. Pat Joy Chom, Sadhu, Sadhu. Gate Yen So. Greetingท่านอาจารย์ greeting to you. Eva Chapma, Sadhu, Sadhu. Pat Joy Chom, Sadhu, Sadhu. Kenneth Hunt, good morning, ท่านอาจารย์ all is clear. Thank you, Ken, Professor. I hope you are doing okay. Everything okay. Okay. Pramod, good morning, Vandami Pante. Good morning to you. Kwan Batum Napa, Sadhu, Sadhu. JJ Tan, hi Ajahn, greetings from Singapore. Greetings to you. Leo Chai Hawk, Sadhu, Sadhu. James Ong, greeting Ajahn. Greetings to you. Pramod Amara Singhe. I watched the Bindapata Arms today. Anamodami. Teruwan Suranai from Sri Lanka. Thank you. We have Bindapata every day, every morning. But we have live broadcast on every Sunday morning. Once a week, you can watch us on Bindapata. You can join this meeting every Sunday around this time. And there's also another meeting called Zoom meeting on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Thailand time. If you have any question or anything you'd like to discuss, you're welcome to join these two programs. One on Sunday now and one on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Shirley Cole, Sadhu, Sadhu. JJ 10, what does it mean to practice awareness? How do we have awareness all day long? Having awareness or mindfulness is to be focused on something, on one thing, and not let your mind going away from that thing. Such as if you're focused on your body movement, you want to keep focused, stay focused with your body movement only. You don't want to let the mind go think about other things. This is what we mean by mindfulness. To fix the mind on one object only. It can be the body movement, activity, or it can be a mantra that you keep reciting in your mind. such as Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. This will anchor the mind in the present, in the here and now, and not let the mind drift with the thoughts and emotions. So to have mindfulness all day long is to keep focusing on your body all the time. From the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Whatever the body does, you stay with that action only. Don't go away from that body. Every Hassan, good day, Tanajan. Kim Eshua, Satu, Tanajan, and all. Patrapon Bosuk, Satu, Satu. Kenneth Hunt, dear Tanajan, my son has been studying the Dhamma teaching and has started to practice meditation. He has the following question. What does one do when there are no results? Thank you, Tanajan. Normally, there are two types of results. One result is the doing itself. So when you start studying, when you start practicing, you are already having the result of doing that. And by having the result of doing that, eventually it will give you another result, the result from your practice. So the result from your practice could take time because it takes like planting a tree. It doesn't grow suddenly into a big tree. You just have to keep looking after it, nurture it, supporting it, protecting it. Then one day the tree will grow big and bear fruits for you. So it's the result from your meditation practice. It takes time, but it takes a lot of practice also to get the result. So right now when you're starting, normally you will not see the result from your practice yet. But you are getting the result by doing the practice. By doing the practice, you already have one result that you need to have in order to create another result, which is your result from your practice. So keep on practicing, keep on studying. If you don't understand, study. Once you understand, then apply that understanding in your practice. And just keep doing it. Sooner or later, the result will come to fruition. And you will be amazed at that wonderful result. But in the meantime, just be patient and keep on working at your practice and your study. Lucy Dana Chitta Sasong Satu Satu. Ama Ayugwe. Good afternoon, dear Ajahn. For Sotapanna, what determines how many more lifetimes are left before full enlightenment? What determines? There are many causes. Accidental. For instance, you become a Sotapanna one today and tomorrow you had a heart attack, for instance. So you could not continue on in this lifetime. So you might have to wait for the next lifetime to continue on with your meditation. Another cause is maybe you are engaged with some other activities, other work, and you cannot yet let go of those work. So you don't have enough time to practice to advance further. So once you become a Sotapanna, you should relinquish all other type of works, letting go of all your attachment, and then concentrate on your practice only. Then you will be able to achieve the full enlightenment in this lifetime. So it's just a matter of whether you are free to do more practice or not, or whether you can continue on living. Sometimes there might be accidental. You might run over by a car or involved in an automobile accident or something, and it will shorten your life. Then you will have to go to the next life to continue with your practice. Kenneth Tan Keybob. Greetings, Ajahn. May you be well and happy. Thank you. Adeline Chin, good afternoon, Ajahn. Good afternoon to you. Lee Iwan, Satu. Alfred Ko, Satu. Tony Yip, Satu. Punami Tan. Good day, Pante. Last year I worked with one of the newly set up company. I was very appreciative and felt very blessed. I truly enjoy working there and have put in 100% effort in this job. Somehow my superior told me I'm the only one with many negative issues in life and disrupted the whole company operations, which is unfair to me. Ever since I left the company, no longer am I able to find similar job I truly enjoy. Please advise. Thank you. Well, you could look this as a blessing in disguise. If you cannot find any job that you truly enjoy, then you might be able to have time to do Dhamma practice. If you have no other job, then you will have the time to practice meditation. So why don't you try to do meditation? Practice mindfulness, practice meditation. Study the Dhamma teaching of the Buddha full time. Then you might find something more enjoyable than all the other works that you used to do. So maybe this is a blessing in disguise to not have any work to do right now, so you can have the time to study and practice the teaching of the Buddha. Hi John, Satu, Satu. JJ10, how do I know I am practicing awareness properly? And how do I know I am doing meditation properly? Your mind will be calm and focused. This is the result from your being mindful and meditating. Your mind will not be restless or agitated. Your mind will constantly be focused in the present, not in the past, not in the future. Pramsa JW, Namaskar Pajan. Thank you. Bilim Sukihotu Tanajan, Satu Satu. Adi Aha Satu. NTYG Satu. Hong Bi Chin. Thank you, Mom. No question. Okay. Satu Satu. Alvin Lee, good afternoon, Tanajan. Satu Satu. Punami Tan. This year I started working for other companies, but unable to work long. Either colleagues cannot get along with me or some unhappy event will happen. Maybe you're made for meditation practice. Why don't you do meditation practice? You can do this as a whole full-time work. And once you start to achieve any result, you will be very happy and very appreciative of this practice. Dai Ban Cha, Satu, Kisana, Andy, Paramita, Namaskar, Namaste Ajahn, Satu. Jamba Yang Chen, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Sally Chi, Satu Satu. Tony Yip, dear Tanajan, good afternoon. May you be well and healthy. I have a question. Oftenly I fetch Pante for Bintabata. After Bintabata, if the food is too many, he cannot consume. So he will give me some of the food and sometimes I will offer to others. Mom, is it this the correct way and did not break that Pante Vinaya? I hope Tanajan can explain it and I will not do any bad karma. Thank you, Tanajan. Satu. We should not expect things from other people. We should give to other people, help other people. And should anybody give us something that we don't need, then we should give it away to somebody who needs it. We are trained to do dana, to give and not to take. If we should be given something, if we don't really need it, then we should give it away to somebody else who needs it. The purpose is not to expect things from other people. Because if you do, you might be disappointed when you don't get things from people. The purpose or the goal is to give, not to take. So this is what you should try to do. Try to give and don't expect to get anything from anybody. Suman Tulada Satu Jampa Yangchen. I just finished a short meditation session. So sleepy as weather very hot. Go to sleep then if you want to sleep. Christine Kutkoski, a lot of stoppage during your talk. Unfortunately, it might be the problem with your end. Maybe the internet connection for your end is not good. If anybody has the same problem, please let me know. Because on my end, everything seems to be working okay. So I don't know where the problem is. Because there are so many factors, many things that involve in this process of transmission. So somewhere on the line might be some disruption. So that caused some stoppage at the end of your end. So I'm sorry to hear that, but I hope things will get better sooner or later. If anybody have the same problem of stoppage, please report to us. But there's really nothing we can do really. We're just a user, and sometimes either Facebook or the internet provider might have some problems, some issues. So we just have to accept things as they are, I guess. Flux Tavi Sakam Satu Suman Tulada Satu Satu JJ Tan. How do I let go of past bad feelings? By not thinking about it. Every time you think about the bad feeling, then you should recite Bhutto to stop it from thinking. Replace your bad feeling, your thoughts of bad feelings with Bhutto. An ex-boss treated me very badly, and I was very mentally disturbed and depressed at that time. Now I am in a new job, but sometimes still recollect the past and feel negative emotion of the bad experiences with ex-boss. Yes, you can stop your mind from thinking by reciting a mantra. Every time you think of bad things, stop it by reciting a mantra. Ajahn, is it okay to chant or count my breath during meditation to keep my mind from running away? Yes, you can do that also. But you must still focus on your breath as the main object. Siu King NG, Satu Satu. Punami Tan. I am unable to commit meditation due to the fact I need to work to pay for my housing. Things really do not work out well since 3 years ago, after post-traumatic stress disorder and divorce. Well, then you will just have to accept whatever is happening to you, and try to make the best out of it. Sometimes life is like this. Sometimes we are faced with difficult situations, but we can use patience and endurance to overcome any difficulties. Malay Pon Virun, การนมัสการท่านอาจารย์ from Bangkok. Wish Ajahn well and long life. Thank you. Krishna Andy Paramita. Why this thinking always pop up into my such anxiety fear? Our thoughts are driven by our delusion, the lack of the knowledge of the Dhamma, the truth, the lack of the knowledge of Anicca Dukkha Anatta. Once we have Anicca Dukkha Anatta firmly established in our mind, then we will be ready to accept anything that happens. So no anxiety, fear, worry, or scare of death will happen, because we understand the truth of life, the nature of life, that everything is impermanent, everything is not under our control, everything a natural process or work of nature. We just happen to own part of it, that's all, but we cannot control it. We just have to flow with the truth. Rusli Alam Saya, Namaskar Ajahn. This session runs smoothly so far from my end. Okay, thank you. Anybody else like to inform us about the connectivity of the program? Chunpu MTR, Satu Satu. Dui Tapa, Satu. EOSC, my respect to Tan Ajahn. Thank you, Ajahn, for all your Dhamma sharing. You're welcome. Sulan Uy, good afternoon, dear Ajahn. Recently, the ongoing divorce proceedings between two famous Hollywood is played out on the internet. It's played out on the internet and is a hot topic that people follow, generating a lot of interest worldwide. Why do we get pulled to this as though we are vested in it, swaying our emotion, and what is the right view to hold, Sadhu? The right view is to look at this thing as something normal. People get married and then people get divorced. The interest comes because they were movie stars, and people like to know more about the personality of the movie stars. So they keep following them, that's all. Nothing special. We know people, famous people, but we don't know their background. So anything, information about their background happens to appear, then we are attracted to the information. So we like to know more about these famous people, that's all. But we should just look at this proceeding as the natural process of life. Life is impermanent, life is change. Nothing remains the same. Morning Star, good morning, Ajahn. Thank you very much for your teaching. You're welcome. Dui Han, good morning, Tan Ajahn. What's the difference between merit and perfection, especially the roads in our path? Thank you. Merits are the result of our perfections. Perfections such as dana barami. We do dana to get merit. Merit is happiness of heart or mind. When we do good things, we get good feeling arising in our mind, in our heart. Merits are good feelings arising from our good karma, which are the 10 perfections. This is what we need to develop, the 10 perfections. Then we will be doing constantly just only good karma, and no bad karma will we do. Then we will only get good feelings all the way up to the level of Nibbana. The morning star sound is clear to me. Thank you. Eli Hassan, audio and video good well here in Medan. Thank you. Punamitan, Pante, if someone committed a wrong action at the temple, how and what should he do? Will karma happen to him? Yes, sooner or later he will have to pay the consequence of his bad karma. What he should do, if he know it is wrong, then he should stop doing it. JJ 10, smooth transmission at my end. Thank you. Check link 10, dear Tanajan. My session stopped just now for a while, but it is running smoothly now. Thank you. So this is the way it is. We are all in different parts of the world, and the way how we connect might have different issues. And so it might happen to some, and it might not happen to some. If it happens to you, just accept it that today it is not good. Maybe next time it will be better. Like a couple of weeks ago, I have no internet connection here, so I could not connect with you. So this is the way it works in life. Change, everything changing all the time. Don't expect things to be the same all the time. You will be disappointed and you will be frustrated. But if you accept change, then you will just take things in stride. No problem. This is the way it works. This is how things work. Because everything is the work of nature. And nature keeps changing all the time. Look at the sun, it keeps moving. It doesn't stay at one spot. It keeps moving from dawn to dusk, from dusk to dawn. Alvin Lee Wei-Ping, Tanajan, no issue with connection, thanks. Thank you. Adeline Chin, on my end it gets disrupted on and off, but it's okay. Thank you. So it's not uniform. Disruption can be patchy here and there. Ken and Han, Tanajan, there are short pauses from time to time, but it always comes back at the same point. There is no loss of data. Thank you. Sheila Kerwan, Ajahn, how can we send metta to a dying relative when we feel very sad about their impending death? You have to be close to that person to send metta to that person. You might go visit the person if you can, or send a video message or an audio message, or send a short note telling of your well wishes for that person. And you also have to apply equanimity to yourself. You have to accept that death is imminent, it's unavoidable. Eventually everybody has to die. Not just your friend, but yourself also will also have to die. If you can accept this fact, then you will not be sad. You will think that it's just normal. And the thing that dies isn't your friend. Your friend doesn't die with her body, his or her body. The body is just a composition of the four elements, which will have to break down sooner or later. Punami Tan, Satu Sati Pante for your replies. Carmen CH, good afternoon, Tanajan. May you be well and healthy always. Thank you. We have about 53 people watching live right now. And nobody asking any questions so far. So I think I'll just take a little break and take a sip of water while I wait for more comment and question. Nowadays, it seems people everywhere is getting COVID, like they're catching cold, and they all survive. They didn't get any really bad symptoms. They don't even have to go to the hospital. They just isolate themselves for about 10 days, and they're back to normal. People around me all seem to be getting COVID. except for myself. I've been asked whether I should take a second booster vaccine or not. So maybe I should ask you people if you know anything about this. Should we take the second booster? I have taken 3 shots of AstraZeneca already. So I thought I felt the body had enough protection. My last one was in January 20th. So it's almost 5 months now. Over 5 months now. So if anybody has any idea about second booster shot, please make some comment if you like. JJ Tan, is it recommended to live alone if we can? While living with family is nice, but also have conflicts and quarrels. Yes, it depends. If you have to deal with your family, if you have to look after someone, then you cannot live alone. But if you have no obligation with it to anybody, then living alone is probably a better option because you will have less issue with people, no issue with people. Korean Core, good afternoon, Ajahn. Sadhu, sadhu. Dui Han, please do not take any more booster shots. Okay, thank you. My parents are over 60 years old and I have taken second booster. And it was safe for them. They did not get COVID. Thank you. Okay. B. Lim, Tanajan, 3 shots is enough. Okay, thank you. Hong B. Chin. If AID 6 months, okay. If no side effect, better take 2 booster. If it's free, to be on safe side, monk. So this one recommend I should take the second booster. Thank you. When I take my vaccine, I get some side effect. My third shot gave me some swollen feet. Both of my feet became swollen. And the first shot gave me corn on my toes. My second shot gave me something sticking out of my gum. So I wonder if I should still stick with the same vaccine or not. I've been taking just AstraZeneca. Because maybe it's better to stick with the one you know than stick with the devil you know rather than try a new devil. I don't know. Just want to hear your comment. Visakali, it's better not to take any more booster, Bante. Thank you. I've been asked by a friend doctor if I want to try Novavax. What do you think of Novavax? They say it's an old type of vaccine and it's very safe, but they don't know the efficacy, how much protection it offers. Ajahn, it's better to depend on own immune system. Thank you. Eli Hassan, as we got the news out there, once got 3 times shot 2+1, either different kind of vaccine, then it's fine. But 1 to 3 same kind, like all Sinopharm or all Sinovac. Then maybe need to cross with others like Moderna, Pfizer, etc. Thank you. Pennyong, Namo Buddhaya. I teach my 3.5 years old son about 5 precepts, but I don't know how to teach him the 3rd precept about adultery. I need Ajahn advice. Thank you very much. You can skip the 3rd precept for now because he's not old enough to do it anyway. So just teach him the 4 precepts. The 3rd precept tells him when he's older that if he wants to have sex, he should only have it with his wife. He should be married first. Anura Kamalat, dear Thanajan, good to see you again. Hope you are well. I am grateful for your teaching. My meditation practice is on and off, but okay. After a peaceful meditation sitting for a longer period of time, I experience calm and peace in general. What is the skillful way to increase my meditation time? Thank you. By increasing your mindfulness. Like when you sit and then when you feel like you want to get up, you should resist that feeling and start reciting the mantra again. Do some chanting. Then this will keep your mind occupied to continue on sitting. And it can then calm your mind and then you're able to sit longer. So when you feel like getting up, you feel like stopping, try to energize yourself with more mindfulness by reciting Bhutto, 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 or do some chanting such as the Iti Piso Bhagava, something to keep your mind occupied, keep your mind energized. Then you will then be able to continue on sitting longer. Duihan, COVID is very light now, or has disappeared, so please do not take any more shots. Cost is much more than benefit. It takes very long to explain, Thanajan. Thank you. I also think like that also. I think I don't really need it. But sometimes I've been asked by doctors to take, so I don't know. But I normally think the body should have enough protection. And besides, I hardly meet anybody. The only time I meet people is in the morning on my arms round, and I usually put on my face mask. So I think I should have enough protection. So far, so good anyway. JJ 10. When we are at work, how do we build a smooth working relationship with colleagues? As work can be a difficult environment with work politics. The Buddha said we should use the 4 Brahma Viharas as a way of dealing with people. Either use metta, love, or friendship. You should show friendliness to everybody, even though they might think opposite from what you think, or they might be your competitor. You should not look at them as your enemy. You should look at them as your friend. Show mercy, show kindness. Forget about the work. The work comes second. The first thing is your relationship. You should try to maintain a good relationship with everybody and sacrifice by your work if you have to. If you have to sacrifice your work but maintain good relationship, then it's worthwhile. Don't sacrifice a good relationship for your work. Work isn't important as much as relationship. Because if you can maintain good relationship, you will have a smooth and happy life. Wherever you go, working with anybody, living with anybody, you will always have happiness. But if you use work as your priority, then you might have bad relationship with everybody. And then your life will not be happy, even though you might have achieved a lot in your work. So in Buddhism, work is not important as much as our relationship toward other people. So try to establish good relationship, even though you might have to sacrifice your work. Adeline Chin, no, I think you shouldn't take it. I took 2 Sino. I was okay, 1 Pfizer booster. Had very bad allergies, flare up, so I think best not to take anymore. Getting the COVID may be helpful as you will be immunized from it. My family caught it and it wasn't mild like flu, and it was mild like flu, and have recovered from it. Thank you. I think that's probably the best way to go, is to take the COVID as the booster shot. Just catch it, and then you get more protection, longer protection. People I know, they've been getting COVID, and they now seem to be happy because they feel they're more protected than before. And like you say, the virus is not as strong as before. So, and our body seems to have more immunity to it. So I think maybe like everybody say, enough, 1 booster is enough. Sayak Olivia, bonjour, Tanajan. Good morning to you. Hope you are well and happy. Malai Porn Virun. I just take my 4th jab last Friday. 4 months after 3rd jab, start with AstraZeneca, Moderna. I just get fever one day after the vaccination. Consider do we get any serious side effect from the vaccine, and how risk factor do we face currently? There have no data on long-term safety or long COVID. Thank you. Inilam, Satu. EOSC, Ajahn, please do not take any more booster shot. Thank you. Sayak Olivia, in the Anapanasati Sutta, the Buddha said, I breathe in and out, and I am aware of my whole body. Does this mean that I have to be aware of my breathing or the sensation of my body, such as the contact of the cushion, the temperature, the possible pain in the body? No, I think when you do watching your breath, just keep focused on your breath alone. Don't worry about your whole body. I think your whole body comes afterwards. After you have mindfulness, you will be aware of your whole body. But when you're establishing mindfulness, you should focus on your breath only. When your mind has fully established mindfulness all the time, then you will also be mindful of the whole body. So when you sit and watch your breath, just keep watching your breath. Don't have to move away from it. You want to focus on just one point to bring it into full concentration, to bring it into jhana. But after you come out of jhana, then you will be fully aware of the whole body. Pauline Soon, I have meditated over 20 years, still not into jhana, so can Ajahn guide? What should I practice now? Mindfulness. Keep reciting mantra all day long. Then when you sit, you will be able to enter into jhana. Nandapat, Namaskaran Ajahn, Satu. Sheila Kawan, is it true that most humans will go to a lower realm when they die? No. Only those who do bad karma will go to a lower realm. Those who do good karma will go to a higher realm. But eventually they will come back as human again, after they have paid or received the consequence of their karma. They will return as human. Meal on meditation. As Tanajan still has swollen feet due to the vaccine, it may imply that the immunity is still high. So maybe no vaccine needed during this side effect ongoing period. Thank you. Anurag Kamalat, thank you, Tanajan. You're welcome. Come and see it. I have a question, Ajahn. Is the term lucky or unlucky exist? Well, we invent them, see. We invent to describe a certain event. Like when we win a lottery, we say we are lucky. But according to Buddhism, there's no lucky or unlucky. There's good karma or bad karma. When you run into good things, this is the consequence of your good karma. When you run into bad things, this is the consequence of your bad karma. For example, I bought a car that have a major issue to be repaired after only half year. The car service center said very rare people got this kind of issue for a new car. Is this part of retribution of past bad karma and have to continue to bear these obstacles? It could be the consequence of your bad karma, or it could be just the nature of things. The nature of things is that everything is not the same. Everything can be different. Sometimes you get good cars and sometimes you get bad cars. So this is the nature of things. Maybe it doesn't have to do anything with our good or bad karma. Like when we live in this world, we sometimes run into good things and sometimes we run into bad things, such as the weather. So we cannot say this is our good or bad karma that propel us to meet this thing. Because this thing happens in this world, good and bad things, not out of our bad or good karma. Just the way things work in this world. Things are good and bad by their nature. Everything is anicca. Sometimes it is good and sometimes it is bad. How do we deal with it? With equanimity. That's what we're supposed to do. Supposed to develop equanimity. Then we can deal with every consequence, whether it's natural or karma. Pauline soon, can Ajahn tell how the realization look like? I can't, because it's something that you have to perceive it within yourself. Te Seng Hin, Satu Satu. Sheila Kovan, Satu Satu. Okay, here's a comment from Lucy Dhamma to come and see it. Unfortunately, that's true. Everything happened for a reason. Or maybe things just happen because it's the way things work, the way how nature works sometimes. No reason, it's just the work of nature. Helen Yip, dear Ajahn. Dear Ajahn, when we are holding the 8 precepts, is unsweetened almond milk allowable during tea time? Thank you. Milk are considered to be food, so try to avoid taking any form of milk. Ayi, Satu Satu. Handy box. Good afternoon, Ajahn. Can one follow Theravada teaching and chanting at times, but also continue to chant Amitabha mantra to go Pure Land, which Buddha had also mentioned? Yes, you can do chanting, and any type of chanting is a form of mindfulness. It's a form of developing mindfulness. To chant so that you can stop thinking. That's the purpose, really, for chanting, is to stop thinking aimlessly. Ultimately, we're all different Buddhist tradition ends up on the same path. Yes, they are all the path toward Nibbana. So don't worry, you can use any path. It's like vehicles. They're like automobiles with different brands, that's all. Some drive the Mercedes, some drive a Toyota. They all take you to the same destination. So Theravada or Mahayana are vehicles. They call the big and the small vehicle. Mahayana means the big vehicle. Theravada or Hinayana is considered to be a smaller vehicle. Handy box, Satu, Satu. Avi, Namaste Ajahn. I am really from Indonesia. May Ajahn always be healthy and happy. Ajahn, allow me to ask a question. If Chitta is deathless and has only one characteristic, that is knowing, so how is this process of the Chitta being defined by the Kilesa in the first time? So that beings who undergo repeated rebirths appear. Thank you. The Buddha tried to trace the origin of this and he could not. So he said that it's a waste of time to know why, when, or how, because it's not possible to do so. The best way is try to get rid of the defilement from the mind, because that's what the problem is. It is the defilement that causes dukkha and endless suffering. So once we have got rid of the defilement, then we'll have total happiness, complete happiness, and permanent happiness. I apologize if there are words that are not pleasing. It's okay. So don't worry about the origin of avijja. Just worry about how to get rid of avijja, get rid of defilement. It's like sickness. Sometimes you don't have to know why you get the sickness, who you get the COVID from, right? When you catch COVID, you don't go around looking for the person that you get from. You go to a doctor to get medicine and then try to fix it. The same way with our suffering caused by our defilement. We don't go look after the origin of the defilement. We go look after the cure to get rid of the defilement. Pauline soon, can Ajahn explain, summarize the Abhidhamma Sutra? No, I don't know the Abhidhamma Sutra, so I cannot. From what I understand, it's just a collection of all the Dhamma that the Buddha has taught and arranged in a more scientific manner, not in a story type manner, but in a more of a academic type of manner arrangement. And so the Abhidhamma are all the teaching taught by the Buddha, which are collected and then rearranged and put in academic order, not like the sutta, which are arranged in event order, what happened order. Je chud sama, chuda sama, satu satu. Terence T.H. D. Hi Tanajan, I am aware that my loved ones will leave me one day, but the thought of it still gives me lots of strong sad feeling. What should I improve on my practice? Think about you leaving them also. That we are all in the same boat. So we are not really any worse than the other. When you think about your parents leaving you, you should also think about you leaving them. Who knows who goes first, right? You might go before them even. So we are all in the same boat. We all have to pay. We all have to die sooner or later one day. So we shouldn't feel bad or sad about it. And the one who dies isn't us anyway. The one who dies is just the body, which is the composition of the four elements. It's like a doll, a mannequin. The mind is the one who directs the mannequin to do things. The mind doesn't die with the body. So think of it this way, and then you don't feel sad. Your parents does not die with their body. You don't die with your body. You just go on and look for a new body. That's all. Sheila Cohen, Tanajan, as the second sasana progresses, is human morality in general getting worse? Yes, as time passes on, the morality of people will decline, and eventually down to zero for the most people. And there will be very few people have good morality, have high morality. People who have high morality will eventually be the one who will regenerate morality to the world. The people with low morality will eventually end up killing themselves, killing each other. When when all the people with low morality have been destroyed by each other, then the people with good morality will come out into the world and create a new moral society. That's when a new Buddha will appear again. But that could be a very long time. Pauling soon, how we prepare ourselves to face the death. Just tell yourself every time you go to sleep, you are dying. For you might not get up in the morning. The morning star, please kindly give advice about restraining six sense door, especially eyes. Long time before, while I was joining intensive meditation retreat, which many meditators had to practice together in Dhamma hall. Every meditator was instructed not to look here and there, but to restrain eye, always look down if there was no business to look up. By restraining eyes, it could prevent many problems to occur because practicing together with group may cause quarrel. I feel that it was great help. Do you think that the practice may be different if meditator is staying alone in her room? Meaning, if I practice alone in my room, then I may not need to always look down. That's right. You don't need to look down when you're alone. The point is not to look at people or things because it can start your defilement to work. So when you're alone, then you don't have to restrain your eyes. Or you might have to but don't look at your smartphone. Yeah. Your smartphone can be an object that you should restrain from looking also. If restraining six sense door are crucial for progress of meditation practice, then as long as one need to earn income by working, which result in the need to look here and there, to listen, to talk, to analyze, then one can barely have progress with meditation practice. This is correct. Yes, that's why on your day off you should go and stay in a monastery so that you can continue on practicing meditation. Is it wrong if I say that as long as one needs to work, which makes it possible to restrain six sense door well, then one can barely progress in meditation practice? Because this advantage of working is not only about the less time allocated to meditation, but about the less chance of. If you work, yes, but you can reduce down your workload by reduce your expense. And when you spend less, then you will have to work. You can work less. You can have less income. When you have less income, then you don't have to work as much. And on your day off, you should go to practice in a monastery or in somewhere quiet where you can be alone. This is the only way to get out of this cycle. If you continue working full time, then you will never be able to get out. You have to reduce your workload down, and on your day off, you should concentrate on practicing meditation. Divine Hong, I think we run out of time, so please don't send in any more questions. If you have already finished typing, you can send them in. But if you haven't typed yet, please stop. Please don't do it. Wait until next time, okay? Liwan Hong, I, Ajahn, the desire to be connected or accepted by others. Is it essential desire? Is it a hindrance to practice as well? Yes, it's essential desire. It's the desire to be recognized. It's a hindrance to the practice. The Buddha said, think of yourself as dirt, so that you don't expect any acceptance or connection from other people. Himlata, Prajan in Sanskrit context appear aligned Dhamma, art, happiness, Satan, are things responsible for long life and health. What can be meaning of art here? I'm sorry, I don't know anything about this. Falling soon, what function the forgiveness in Buddhism? Forgiveness will get rid of your anger and your hatred. When you hate someone, when you're angry at someone, forgive them. Then you'll get rid of your hatred and anger. I.e., Namaskar Tanajan. If we leave our family and parents and live in monastery, why we don't know whether we will attain holiness or not? Does it mean we have done bad karma? No, it just means you're not ready to do it yet. Honey Bob, my mother just passed away not long ago. Miss her so much and wish to know how is she doing, where will her soul be, and how what we children could do and help out. Thank you. We really don't know where they go when they die. We just have to let them be. Okay, don't worry about them. Their karma will take care of them, good or bad karma. Will look after their soul after they die. Pauling soon. Thank you very much, Ajahn, for the teaching. Christina Koe, Satu Satu. Terence Lee, Satu. Ui Pohua, Satu. Christine Lim, thank you for today's teaching, Ajahn. Well, thank you very much for your participation. I hope this meeting today will help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay healthy, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. If all goes well, I'll see you again at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.